don't know if I want to admit this on camera, but I've camped out for cast change day seats before. I'm not going to say how many nights, but I camped outside of theatre, so that says it all, really.
So I'm always saying, how many cups of coffee did you have a year? It's like really hard to count. 600-700 West End shows in the last 4.5 years.
I saw Rock of Ages about 70 times on the West End.
I see at least one show a week, which is on a Saturday. Otherwise I have a nervous breakdown. So Saturday is like my church days.
So day seating, basically, you go along, sometimes crazy early in the morning. It depends on how busy you think it's going to be, and you queue up for sometimes hours on end, and you can get the best tickets for the cheapest price, really.
It almost gives it a little bit more adrenaline when it's a mad dash into town for something. You don't know if you're going to get the tickets or where you're going to get your tickets. And double show days are exhausting, but they're great when they pay off.
Since I moved here, every time I actually was in London on a Saturday, I saw a show. So there hasn't been one Saturday since I moved here when I was in a city where I haven't seen a West End show.
I went to the show and it kind of hooked me in, and I think it just came along at the right time in my life that suddenly I thought, oh, quite like to do this a lot more often.
It drags you in and you just love it, and all the songs are so brilliant, and especially the different casts as well. A lot of people go for that reason. They want to see different people in the roles, and they want to see the cast changes because of the atmosphere, and you just keep on going back to it, really.
I love the theatre so much because it's a unique live event. It's something real. You can't edit, you can't use filters, you can't use any special effects other than real things.
Keep all my tickets. And I get a programme for every show that I see, at least one, so that I've got a cast list.
I have a suitcase full of theatre stuff. I've recently just moved, and that was the heaviest suitcase.
Because it's become such a long-term hobby and such a thing that I do a lot, it's just been great to have the programmes and to kind of look back and go, oh, I remember when they were in that.
I'm really good in convincing people to go to the theatre. I normally have a bag around me with like 20, 30 different flyers, and I can just take the right flyer out and say, go and see this show. You need to queue from this date on this day to get the best ticket deal, and say hi to some of the ushers who I know probably.
The most important thing is enjoy the show.
It was when I first started seeing Wicked quite a lot, because there's such a strong fan community there. I mean, you go along and you day seat on the weekends, and you just gradually meet people through that.
The more I went, the more I started running into the same people there, and the more I found that even when I was going on my own, it didn't feel like I was on my own because there were so many familiar faces around, and you just say hi and catch up and how are you.
And you really exchange like all the tricks, how to get tickets, what to see, what is worth doing.
You just start to know so many people, you start to recognise them at different events and different concerts. And
then it became booking shows with friends rather than just booking shows and seeing friends at shows by chance. So
I would have never thought, like 4.5 years ago, that I can go through the West End on a Saturday morning and every 10 minutes have to stop because I run into a person who I know. Considering that I'm from a really, really small village in Germany, having the same respect in London is just absolutely crazy and fantastic, yeah.
I mean, my best friends now are ones that I've met from a random trip to the theatre.
Because they get you on the theatre level, they can get you on so many other levels as well. So
I never run out of people to see a show with, to be honest with you. I have a waiting list at the moment a bit.
My family think I'm absolutely crazy. They just don't understand why I've gone to see shows so many times.
They don't quite realise that, you know, there are day seats, there are ticket deals, there are, you know, it's something that you can do more often.
Well, my family, because they're in Germany, I mean, I know that how many shows I see, and they're quite relaxed with it. They always say I could do trucks instead, which would be much worse.
At first, friends kind of go, are you, what, again?
I mean, they've come to see shows with me as well, and they do get it. They do understand why I like to go so much, but they still think I'm crazy.
It's generally accepted, I think, after the last few years that this is what I do and this is how I spend my time.
This year it's going to be really, really exciting because I'm going to Broadway for the first time. Previously my mum told me off because she was scared that the same thing happens like me going to London, and I actually will end up in New York and it's really hard for her to get there. And I think it will be like a mind-blowing experience. If I make it through alive, then I will let you know.
Theatre is definitely a strong thing in my life now. It'd be weird to suddenly stop going to the theatre.
It's never been about chasing the numbers and kind of making sure that I've seen it more times than than, you know, someone else or whatever, but it's more about just making all those visits kind of count and making them sort of into memories in themselves.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely be going to the theatre for the rest of my life.
Okay, my name is Samuel. I'm 27 years old. Sorry, 26. It's 4 months. Let's do it again. It's not good.
Okay. Just saw your faces, sorry.
Yes, that's brilliant. It was worth day seating. It was worth the money. What's going on?
No, it's just like
I'm so confused then, sorry.